There are many different ways to leverage trade in the United States without KYC. Today, we're going to be reviewing BTCC. Now, when we look at BTCC, they have over 238,000 followers on Twitter, and they've been around since 2014. So this has been around for a little while. In this video, we're going to review the things that I like about BTCC, the things that I don't, and give you my overall thoughts. All right, so when we click on their link tree, they have all kinds of links. I will say, in my personal experience, the app works great, so that is a plus for BTCC. It's no problem at all to use the app. I personally use Brave web browser, and I've had issues with the web browser. Maybe you like the app, and maybe you don't use Brave. Maybe you're not a nerd like me and you don't use Brave, but every time I click on the website, sometimes it sends me on this like loop where it just keeps trying to relog in until I have to click on it, go back a couple steps and press enter. But I think that this is probably just because I use Brave instead of Google or Safari or whatever else. So I think that the first plus for this is the phone app works absolutely flawlessly. It works great. And the web browser, specifically for Brave, I don't like it as much. Let's talk about some of the other things that I do like and that I don't like. What I do like about BTCC is they were one of the first people to put Trump USDT on an exchange so that you could leverage trade it in the United States without KYC. This is great. I also like the fact that you don't have to do KYC up to a certain threshold. I think it's ridiculous, some of the hoops that you have to jump through these exchanges. And I believe it's $10,000 per day is what you can withdraw or deposit without hitting that threshold where you need to verify your identity. Now, some of the other things that I like / don't like, and these would be all in the same thing. It'd be the same exact thing. I both like it and I don't like it at the same time. 500x leverage, as you can see right here, is an insane amount of leverage. And I think on one hand, this is really cool that you can do this much leverage, but on the other hand, for beginner traders, this is a terrible thing. For an intermediate level trader, this is a terrible thing, because what it does is when you go to 500x leverage trade, if you see that as an option and you slide the scale back to 50x leverage, this is going to give you sort of the false pretense. Like if I scale this all the way to 500, if 500 is the max, that makes you believe that 83x leverage is low leverage because it's way at the bottom of the scale, which is 83x is by itself an absurd amount of leverage, right? And it makes you believe that 40x leverage or 30x leverage is low leverage when 30x, even 20x is an absurd amount of leverage. So that's one thing that I don't like. It is great that it has this much. Like if you're just in this for the pulling the slot machine, I think that this is great. One thing that I don't like it as well about this is the minimum position. You have to do $1,000 per trade. And for a beginner, I think that this threshold is a little bit steep for someone who's just trying to learn. So I don't think that this is a good account to try to turn $10 into $1,000 or $100 into $1,000, because you're going to have to do a large amount of leverage and you're gonna have to get lucky a little bit to get into that threshold to where you could start using the proper amount of leverage. Leverage, liquor, and ladies, three things that are really fun, but too much of any will tip the scales in the negative way. I always teach against doing an absurd amount of leverage because ultimately 1000x times 0 is still 0. So the barrier to entry is a little bit too high in my opinion. The fees are a little bit high compared to some of the other ones as well. Those are some of the negatives. Some of the positives that I like: you can trade. You can just give them an email, no KYC, deposit $50 and you're trading. So that is great. Overall, I think that it's a pretty good app. I think it's pretty reliable. Especially the phone app is really well, in my opinion. I like that they have a strong social presence. Another thing that they have is copy trading. So maybe you don't trust yourself and you want to be able to just rely on somebody else. Again, I recommend against this, but they do have this feature which is pretty cool, that if you do find a winner, you could just copy them and it will automatically, anytime they put in a trade, it will automatically put in the exact same trade for you. This is great. One thing that I think BTCC is very good at is listing new coins early. So they have a very robust list of coins that you can sort of swift through and look at, and what you'll notice is they have a large list of different coins that you can trade from. And this is great. Like, I'm clicking on, so these are just the hot ones, but I'm clicking on all, like I am still scrolling. So they're constantly adding new coins that you are able to trade through, which is amazing. So if something pumps up and you want to short it, if something dumps a lot and maybe you believe in it, you can go long, you can get in, you can get out, you can make a quick buck. And ultimately, I think that that is a win-win situation. Now, if you want to test out BTCC and get some free crypto, right now they are doing a promotional code. If you get a 10% deposit bonus over $500. So if you deposit $500, you're going to get a $50 bonus for free. If you want to help support the channel, you can do so. The link will be in the description. But that is going to be it for this time. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me for more.